Hey everyone, this is Joe. This is a preview of the episode coming up. We recorded the episode you're about to hear a few days ago, but I wanted to come on here to do something new, and that's give you a preview of what this episode is going to be about. It's our first episode with guests. The guests happen to be some of my best friends, my lifelong best friends from my childhood, who came out to visit me this past weekend, like I said a few days ago when we recorded this podcast. And I'll tell you what, if you... Hey, Dana, can you turn the TV down a little? Not sure if you guys are picking up on that or not, but we go for quality here. We're a back of the napkin operation, but we also go for quality. We got nice microphones, so that silk you hear coming through your ears right now, that takes the cash money, baby. But anyways, I really hope you enjoy this episode. If you've ever just, wanted to be a fly on the wall when a bunch of guys who freaking love each other and grew up together, and yeah, we don't know what the hell we're doing on this thing, so what? But the memories that we shared on this podcast were awesome. These guys are my lifetime friends, and I hope you enjoy listening to these stories as much as I enjoyed hearing them and reliving the moments. Hope you enjoy. Thanks so much for listening. 3, 2, 1...
Welcome back to the Big Brown Sack.
What's up, everybody? This is episode 5, and I am majorly excited about today's episode because it is our first episode with guests. Hello, gentlemen. Would you care to introduce yourselves?
All the way from Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Kick us off, Keeks.
I'll go.
Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, no.
Lead us from the front.
Christian, Joe's childhood friend, 6th grade. Happy to be here. You guys have a beautiful house. I love the table, concrete.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great, good table, good table.
Toasters.
Okay.
Let's see, what do you got?
Met in 6th grade. Kiki and Joe met in 6th grade. Colin, when did you and Joe meet? Or go ahead and do your intro.
Yeah, why don't you let him introduce himself?
Yeah, fuck, I'm getting mad at myself.
My name is Colin MAGA Mom Davis.
China.
I'm 27. I'm recently single. Joe and I have been best friends for going on 5 or 6 years now.
5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
Happy to be here.
That's just completely false. We've known each other since we were like 7 or 8.
The house is beautiful.
How long have you been single, Colin?
2 years.
Fantastic.
A year and a half, I think. Yeah.
I'd
rather not get into that.
We do have.
Talk about your house.
When I looked at the analytics, it's a 70% female audience, so you might be just in the perfect place right now.
Ladies,
Ladies,
if you're single, hit us up.
let them know.
If you if you like what Colin has to say today, you know where to find us.
Plug and play stepfather for a weekend. Be hired.
So you guys met when you were really young. You guys met.
Yeah.
Did Kiki and Joe meet first, and then you introduced Kiki to Colin?
No, other way around.
I'm the glue.
Okay.
I'm the glue guy of this whole sitch. Joe and I grew up playing baseball together. He was more so watching me play.
Excuse me.
Because he couldn't get on the field. And then when you moved here from the city, you were a city kid, correct? Out to suburbia.
No, Baldwin.
Yeah.
Baldwin. I was in Baldwin, and that's definitely suburbia still. But
you barreled down 51 to Trump country. And, it's been good. Fast friends ever since.
I think we were talking the other night, and we said I knew you for 19 years, and then Kiki, I've known you for like 15 years.
Yeah.
So, Kiki and Colin, how did you guys meet?
CCD. Nothing brings a group together like Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah, CCD.
Our Lord and Savior.
Just sports and that crossover. Didn't go to the same elementary school.
Our dads grew up together.
Yeah. So
Summer league basketball.
Oh, cute.
passing by.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So your dads were
Speaking of
homies.
Talking
Yeah.
to the fucking mic.
And
Speaking of the mic,
CDC is like an outside of school church. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the
weekly-
CDC is the Control Center of Disease, all that. CCD
Oh.
is
Fauci taught us
it's-
about purity.
Yeah, it's like school, but you go once a week. Have teachers, everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah, well, I gotta say one
Bonding.
of the main things that so we've been hanging out all weekend, and there's a few things that I've been like trying to sit on and not talk about because I wanted to talk about them on the podcast. And one of the things I want to tell you about, and Dana, you're involved in this as well.
Sitting is your move.
So the other night, I basically witnessed a Grand Theft Auto take place outside of our house, and I woke up in the middle of the night to this like group of young kids. And they were like going in between two cars, and they're yelling like, "Get the shit out of the car! Get the shit out of the car!" And it's so late, and in my mind, I'm like, now this could be a crime happening, but I'm not sure because this looks eerily similar to the stuff that we used to do
It's above your pay grade.
as kids growing up, and just all of the dumb shit that we used to do as kids growing up. And I'm looking, and I'm trying to decipher: are these real criminals? Or are these just kids doing similar stuff to what we did growing up? And so I did not call the cops.
But it was an absolute car theft.
it was
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto.
And I ended up calling the cops. Well, I walked out the next morning and the windows were smashed in
We
the
never
car.
stole a car.
There was a moment where Joe thought they threw a body out onto the sidewalk, and he still didn't call the cops.
Well, it ended up being a lawn chair. But,
What I love about you,
Similar.
yeah.
what I love about you is that you sit on things so much, like that story that you told
On
us
my
about
face.
it yesterday. You told
Yeah.
us about the story yesterday.
Oh, I did tell you
Yeah.
about that? Oh. Well, there it
Yeah.
goes.
Oh, you did.
Your listeners didn't hear, though.
What
No.
did
No, they did not
I
hear.
know that's hot off the press? And what was I doing the whole time? Sleeping like a baby.
Sleeping like a baby.
This
your
is
own door
also, mind you, this is coming out of another weekend, the weekend prior. I almost killed us.
Yeah, I told him
murdered.
that story too.
But
Murdered.
I don't think have our listeners heard the story.
No, why don't you tell it?
Let me give you the spark notes. I don't cook often. Decided to do something nice. Cook for Joe. A little Indian cuisine. Actually, I think we have till whatever. We'll skip. We'll just edit it out if we need to. I left the oven on,
Stovetop.
the stovetop on,
gas stovetop.
and I honestly didn't know the consequences of that. Now, I didn't do it on purpose, but Joe woke up and was like, oh my God, like, we should be dead right now. Do we call 911? Do we go to the hospital?
But you're not.
Yeah.
But we're not.
Take
We're
that,
alive.
Exxon.
Yeah, take that.
Yeah.
And your incompetency saved us because you left a huge window open.
Yeah, I left this window. This giant window open right here, which I mean, my incompetence might have saved our lives.
My incompetence almost killed us. Yours saved us.
Did
and
you
that's
just look
why
at my notes, dude?
we make a great team.
I've seen worse.
But I wanted to. What I was getting at was, you, Christian, Kiki, Collin, we've been through a lot. We've done a lot of stupid shit together. We used to
Self-induced, a lot of it.
play the
Self-induced.
song A$AP Rocky fucking Problems and just make absolutely terrible decisions.
A$AP Rocky.
Well, I'll throw it in here on the edit job so you can hear a little quick if you forget that song. But
Girl, I know you want this.
I wanted to ask you guys, like, I do feel like those experiences helped shape who I am today. How do you think growing up and doing all the crazy shit that we did and just put our lives at risk basically every weekend, how has that shaped who you are today?
Well, committing insurance fraud before you're a legal adult will make you see the world in a different lens.
Yeah. Do you want to tell that story?
Yeah, what? Is that real?
Yeah. No, it was all Joe's fault.
Of course.
We were driving really fast, because I asked him to.
I believe the exact phrase that you use is,
Fucking
"Hey,
punch it."
do you want to do a speed trial before you drop me off?"
And you didn't even say anything. You just did.
Hammered the gas.
You just did it.
Yeah, but you didn't talk about where the speed trial was
So
at.
we're barreling down a road next to a creek.
Peters Creek.
Peters Creek Road.
Describe the road.
Let's leave names out of this.
Excuse me.
It's
There's a lot of Peters in the
a
world.
lot of winding turns. It's gravel. There's a creek.
Potholes.
There's needles everywhere.
Deer.
It's an absolute dump.
Not
barren
lit. There's no
wasteland.
lights. No street lights.
Pitch black. Pitch black.
This road was big.
It's a
And,
back road. It's like
It's a
a
back
country
road.
back road.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we flew into the forest, going the speed limit, mind you, 25 miles an hour.
It was the
weren't- we
Audubon
weren't-
in Pittsburgh.
No,
That'll
we
put
were
you-
not going the
That'll
speed
put you
limit.
200 feet in the forest, and we saw a deer. And no, we didn't see a deer. I'm believing my own
You've
lies.
gotten so used to
Yeah.
telling the lie that you're telling the lie.
Yeah, no, Joe lost control of the car. We miraculously didn't die. And Joe lifted a tree off of his car,
Adrenaline. Pure adrenaline.
and we got it out to the road. Joe's dad gets there, says, "What happened?" We
Said
saw a deer.
Shut
Yeah, we lied.
Like responsible children. And, yeah, and your dad
Did you ever tell him the
told
truth?
the insurance story.
No, my dad. So the insurance fraud, where the insurance fraud comes in, is my
There is
dad.
none. That's where it comes in.
My dad told a different story to the insurance than what actually happened, and we told a different story to my dad than what actually happened. And so there was just a
So
trail of
everyone
lies.
was embellishing.
It was a trail of lies, and
No, there was no embellishment. It was just cold-hearted lies.
The best,
no, okay.
the best part about this,
Love
and I've
that.
told this to you guys already, but the best part about this story is years later. So this is years after this happened. There's no skin in the game anymore. Like, I'm in college, you know, things are going good. And my dad goes up to Colin, and he's like, "Hey, man, what really happened that night? Did you guys really see a deer when you were driving on Peters Creek?" And Colin goes, "Yeah, no, it
He's
totally
sticking to it.
stuck to the story." He goes, "Yeah, no, totally." And then so my dad comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, man, I got to give it to you. I didn't believe you all these years. I thought you guys were full of shit. I thought you were speeding your asses off down there. And I got to tell you, I'm sorry because Colin told me it was really a deer that night. So I'm sorry. I didn't believe you." And I just laughed and I said, "Oh my God, no,
There wasn't.
there was no deer." That's hilarious that he just lied right to your face.
How did he respond?
My dad just goes, "Wow!" Like he was so surprised.
Damn.
He was just like, "Wow!"
Damn.
And then he said, "That's a real friend right there."
Yeah.
Keep him
yeah.
around.
Ride or die.
Yeah.
Ride or die.
You didn't know your birthday, though, yesterday.
Colin did not, and who did? Fucking you did.
Damn.
What's up with that, dude?
That's huge.
So this is a great test if you're listening
Do
to
you know
this.
Kiki's birthday?
February
24.
24.
Yes.
Tip of my tongue.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, happy
Thank you.
birthday.
How old did you turn?
27.
27. Joe, you're turning 27 this year. How old are you,
Yeah, he's
Colin?
turning 28.
28.
Turning 28.
Oh, Jesus.
Just must be my youthful glow.
Must be. Yeah, you are 27.
You
Yeah.
got held back.
I'm
Yeah.
turning 27.
I turned 27. None of you fuckers wish me happy birthday, so.
Yeah, I did.
Wait, what? When was your
December
birthday?
28th. December 28th.
Yeah.
What?
I always wish you a happy birthday.
December 28th.
You're full of shit, dude. We all
Wait,
wish
you're
you happy
turning
birthday.
28. Whoa.
Get over it.
How's that feel?
It's the same every year for me. It's just like I keep getting younger. It's crazy.
28 just seems. You're in your late 20s.
Every year I wake up more spry, feel better, look better.
Piss excellence.
Piss excellence, yeah. So it's not a big deal at all, really. I'm freaking out. But
Nothing says low T like the back half of your 20s.
hell yeah. But you had a question for the boys, didn't you?
Yeah, I've got some questions. So, first, Kiki.
Okay.
I want to know why they call you Kiki. And then, Colin, I will then want to hear the story about why they call you Anal Boy. So let's start with Kiki because we'll let Colin sit on how he wants to answer that one.
Yeah, there's no way I was going to be able to follow that one up. No, I was born. I had two older brothers. They could not say Christian. And
Okay, so your birth name is Christian.
Yes.
Okay.
And the story my parents tell me is that they could not pronounced Christian. They're 5 and 6 years older than me, so at the time they were 5 and 6.
So
Idiots.
they should have
Yeah.
known how to fucking talk, but
Yes,
whatever.
Yeah.
Some real Title I shit.
Yeah. Come on.
So they stupid.
Yeah. School up in the Northeast is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, no, so they went with that, and I don't know, it just stuck. Followed me into college. Followed me into some of my jobs that, just like local jobs,
Yeah.
try to fill time, and then it actually is now into my career and my current job.
So people at work call you Kiki.
Yeah,
It's your name. You consider it your name.
That's what, and I'll answer to it, and I'll turn my head, whatever. People will call me Chris. I don't answer.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't like that either. Like, I don't.
I call you
Colin
Chris.
does
What
that.
the fuck are you talking
You're
about?
the only one that calls me, and the lady at Chick-fil-A, because when they ask for your name, I'll tell them Chris because it's easy, it's shorter.
Right, yeah.
You would think if all places Chick-fil-A, the Christ lovers that they are, would be all over the Christian thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Okay, cool. So Kiki is your name. You identify with Kiki.
You did get another nickname in college, though. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I do.
Set me up.
What was
I'm on deck.
What was I think it happened right around the time you were doing showers, or
Yeah.
what was the other nickname that you
Yeah.
had?
Backup starting safety.
It also it is right in front of you as well, in front of your microphone. So why don't you go ahead and tell us what your college nickname was, Kiki? And maybe a little back.
it wasn't a nickname. It was.
It's a fact.
It was a reputation.
Colin, do you remember what was it?
Yeah, it was tripod.
And why?
Kid's got a bat.
Hey, Kiki's college nickname was Tripod because he's got a huge dong. And if he wanted to stand up on 3 legs instead of 1, he has that option.
Yeah.
It's a kickstand.
Wait, really?
Take it easy over there, huh?
I'm wondering for the
It's been a couple weeks since I've seen it. Show it.
No, you walked in on me in the shower this morning. Hey, can I get my bag?
Yeah, just wanted to see
I'm
the song.
sure.
Stop it.
I'm sure, anal boy.
I asked.
Every few years, Colin just wants to take another peek.
You gotta know where you stack up.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's no shame in
Or else,
coming
how do you
last.
know? Or else, how do you know?
Exactly.
Porn, I guess, but
Well,
Yeah, they're a little skewed from the mean and
yeah.
median. But anyways,
any user, Colin, go
Colin.
ahead.
Yeah.
what was the nickname again, Kiki?
Anal boy.
That's right, Anal Boy. How did we get there?
not man, boy.
Yeah, anal man.
I don't really want to talk about that. It was a different part of my life. It was pre-pandemic. Cut me a fucking break.
We could talk pre-COVID.
Yeah, different time.
BC,
People will
before
know
COVID.
that. BC.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
BC.
I think everyone's on a different aspect of their life.
Yeah,
Absolutely. It changed everything.
Yeah,
Not
it really
everything,
did.
but a lot.
really did.
So, yeah, you don't have to talk about it. This is a safe space.
No, that's for us.
Okay.
That's for us. That's not for the stands yet. But maybe
Okay.
if you come out to a meet and greet,
You'll find out.
You'll
Yeah.
find out.
yeah.
So, Colin, did you have any other nicknames?
No,
Cully.
there's a lot.
Colin.
Pretty much, it's been a constant throughout my life that people just call me a stand-up guy. Manners,
Just a real down-to-earth fella.
manners through the teeth.
Yep.
Great with parents.
A pillar in the community.
Great with parents. Could be a plug-and-play stepfather, as I mentioned earlier.
Pillar in the community, especially
Pillar
what
in
you've
the
been doing professionally lately.
Yeah.
Your job and
Yeah.
the company that you've committed to. It's just great for the community.
Yeah, it's
Environment.
What's
as
the name?
well.
Sorry, what's the name? I keep forgetting. I know you guys do great things, but what's the name of your company?
Canadian Pacific.
Sure.
Garrett was pinball
Garrett is pinball.
and Great
Shout
Blob.
out, Garrett.
Yeah. Oh, Garrett had a question.
Yes.
So Garrett there's like a core 4. I would say that, we have a core 4 group of friends that has really done a great job of sticking together since high school. Myself, Colin, Kiki, and one person that's not here. And we all wish he was here, Garrett. So knowing that he wasn't going to be here, I actually wrote to Garrett and then said, hey, I'm going to have Kiki and Colin on the podcast. What's one question, topic, thing that you would want me to talk about with them? And his answer, his planted question is, are you still mad at me for giving you a paralyzing dose of edibles? Maybe give us a little backstory
Yeah.
and then answer the question.
How old were you guys?
Do you want to go, Colin? Or
Yeah, so,
do you want your
How-
version
how
first or
old?
my
And where are
version?
you? Set the scene.
2 summers ago.
Okay.
2 summers ago, Garrett invites us down to his cabin. And we make dinner. It's just, I believe it's
Friday
me,
night.
Chris, Garrett, and Jody, his girlfriend. She also goes by
Shout out,
Gerbs.
Jody.
We make dinner.
Love you.
Nice steak dinner. And Garrett gives us these edibles. And he says, they're
Here.
fine. Don't worry about it. Just take it.
Eat the whole thing.
Brownies,
Yes.
like what
Yes.
brownies?
So, like,
Mixed up the stickers.
Homemade?
Yeah.
like-
Told us they were 10s, gave us 100s. And
100 milligrams. So
it-
to give you a basis, if you don't
That's a
typically,
whole bag of 10 milligrams.
If you
it's
typically-
a bad batter.
if you
Let me
typically
tell
take
that.
edibles, it's like anywhere between 5 and 10 milligrams. The one Dana takes is 3 milligrams. Garrett gave you 100
Yeah,
milligrams.
and I knew something was wrong whenever I started to feel something about 5 minutes in.
Yeah.
It's usually not
Just an
standard
immediate-
protocol. And I turned to Kiki and I go, "Hey, are you feeling it yet?" And he goes, "No, not really." And about a minute later, he goes, "Yeah." And Garrett just starts laughing maniacally. And he goes, "Buckle up." Cut to another 5 minutes.
Did he take one too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Did Jody?
No.
Okay.
She had
Because
went
she's
to bed.
smart. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
She's
he
a wise
cares
young
about
lady.
her more than he cares about
of course,
us.
Of course.
So cut to another 5 minutes. I've already thrown up dinner that we just ate 10 minutes ago. I don't know if you had thrown up yet.
I didn't throw up at all, but
And then
I
I'm
don't think I
dry.
ate
I'm
dinner.
dry heaving
Nobody punched you in the
chunks of
jejunum?
steak. I feel like I'm going to suffocate and die.
Oh, man.
Kiki's in the fetal position, laying in gravel. Oh. And Garrett is laying on his back, laughing again maniacally, staring at the sky.
Oh, dude.
And he goes, "Don't worry, you're not even halfway through this yet."
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
We lay outside for an hour. I somehow climb back into the house,
Yeah,
and I
I-
sleep for 16 hours straight. I wake up the
Jesus.
next day. It's 4 in the afternoon, and I just leave. It was the worst weekend of my life.
You were pissed. It
was a complete
Genuinely,
waste.
actually pissed. Yeah,
Oh yeah, driving down, driving back, doing something nice, bringing.
Is there
a
anything?
Nice,
Is there
Did you
anything? Is there anything
hallucinate?
specifically you want to say to Garrett?
No, I'm not there yet. I'm not there
Oh,
yet.
okay.
So did you hallucinate?
no.
Okay. So how long were you awake?
Not that
Not much
long.
longer than
Well, I was
me.
probably awake, but didn't realize I was awake.
What was the worst part of it for you, Kiki?
My head felt like a magnet to the floor. Like I physically could not keep my head
Damn.
up.
That was
And
me
it
on
felt
Thursday.
Like that.
Yeah.
And that's why I ended up into the gravel, laying there, kind of.
You
made
were
a little-
laying in the gravel.
Yeah, around his fire pit. How he's got that pea gravel. I was laying in that. I was a mess.
You ever felt like you're going to die and you wish there was someone
Yeah.
that could help
It-
you that
Yeah.
only they're within arm's reach and
Yeah.
there's nothing that they can do?
Yep.
That was what that night was like.
Yeah, it was probably
worst night of my life.
closest thing to like an overdose? I've never overdosed, but
Yeah.
that's what I would imagine it feels like. It was not good, but like when he gave it to us too, it was like, I don't know, like size of an iPhone, I guess.
Yep.
Maybe a little bit smaller, like cosmic brownies. What it looked
Couple
like
of bites.
with no labeling. And he said, "Yeah, you're good. Eat the whole thing."
Oh my god!
And
Yeah.
what a fucking what an asshole!
yeah,
Hey,
and I had
Garrett, if you're listening, fuck you.
yeah. That's what I was gonna say when you said you got anything to say to Garrett. Yeah, fuck you.
Do you trust him any less? Sorry, I just cut you off.
No,
Never did, but yeah, if I would trust him with my life, actually.
Honestly, that one's on us to
Yeah.
to
It
trust
is.
him with something
It
like
is.
that because
Oh, interesting take.
Moral of the story, don't get too excited that you don't think. Other than that, proceed.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
with Garrett, it's
Yeah.
sometimes he fibs about what he actually knows, so you can't really trust it.
Like fruit.
Fruit doesn't know
Yep.
shit about
Doesn't
fruit.
know fucking shit about fruit.
He's a dog shit carpenter. Do not let him build your deck.
He's
you,
just
Garrett.
a really
Fuck
good
you.
bullshitter, which is
Yeah.
a talent. He knows
Yeah.
something about bullshitting.
Yeah.
Well, and you kind of know when he's bullshitting too, because he'll say it and
Sometimes-
then laugh
Wait.
right after.
You could put 3 apples in front of the guy; he won't be able to name one of them.
Wait, that's such a random thing to say, though. He doesn't know much about fruit.
Yeah.
Just
This
like a
doesn't- well, no,
very
we said. I think what we said
specific
is
example.
he doesn't know shit.
He doesn't
about
know
fruit.
No, it's
shit
not
about
random.
fruit. What does that mean?
You put a Gala apple in front of him and he calls it Granny Smith.
It's fucking
Wait.
embarrassing.
Doesn't know
Wait, how
anything.
did you
a
guys
Red
find this
Delicious?
out?
Good luck. He has no idea.
We didn't have to find this out. He showed us.
Wait, how?
His dad's a produce
Rubber
guy.
met the
Okay,
road,
okay.
and he crashed.
I mean, you're lucky if he can even tell the difference between a papaya and a dragon fruit.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But he would get us boxes of bananas.
Okay.
Okay.
And he'd be like, here's some pineapple.
Yeah,
like, how bad was it?
Here's some more.
Well, we
here's
knew
some more
they weren't
incriminating
bananas. We all,
information.
yeah. But
Okay.
So,
So Garrett, you
runs in
suck
the
at
family
produce.
though. It runs in the family though. His dad will make me smoke menthols with him. He will force me to.
So, all I'll say is that I won't tell you how we found out this exists, but I'll tell you that we all have this knowledge. So, if you take a banana
You got to give it a hand job.
and you squeeze the banana without breaking the skin,
you fluff it up.
You fluff up the banana and you don't break the skin of the
So some
banana.
light kneading.
You basically,
Yes.
yes, get some light kneading going on, and you
Just back and forth in your hand
yeah,
like
back
this.
and forth. 2
Yep.
fingers.
yeah, audio podcast, but you can imagine what that looks
You got
like.
to slap it. Don't focus on the hole. Go as hard as you can for as long as you can.
Spit on it,
Top, don't move.
and that you get it like a mushed banana on the inside without
It turns
breaking,
brown.
Without breaking, it turns like
Immediately?
brown.
Yeah.
If you're working it, it turns brown.
Yeah,
that's how
same.
you know it's turned up. But so
Turned on.
and then you throw that banana at something.
Or if you were
Preferably
to
a
throw
used
it.
If
car
you
lot.
sorry, okay.
If you were to throw it, it would probably explode
No, it
and
will.
be really funny.
Some information that we know is that if you throw a mushed banana without breaking the skin, it is going to explode like a grenade on impact.
It was on Mythbusters.
This is awesome. Was it? Is this how you guys found out?
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the only way
Really?
we know.
No, dude, you guys were just doing some really nasty, weird shit with bananas.
So I
And
will
then
also say
figured out it blows up.
on a specific highway in Pittsburgh, Route 51, there are used
South.
there are used car dealerships that line the highway, cars. And typically, if someone were to, again, we don't know. Hypothetically,
speaking.
Right by the Liberty Tunnels at midnight in January.
If you were to throw a banana at one of those cars, it explodes and basically coats the whole windshield. And Garrett
Better than sex.
would get like milk cartons full of bananas.
bigger, like double milk carton, like a cardboard box that big, and
He'd
we would
pick us
load
up in
up.
his piece of shit
Neon.
Plymouth Neon. He'd pop the trunk.
You could literally
And say,
bounce,
"Get in."
You could bounce Garrett's car if you got 3 guys out in the like trunk of his Dodge Neon, and you started. The back wheels would come off the ground.
They deadlifted it in the junior lot of
Yeah.
high school. They
At
just
the
picked,
time,
they just
Garrett
picked it
weighed
up.
more than the car.
So, like,
And you know you did.
Hey, that's my left tackle.
But yeah.
so, like, how often would you guys do this? And
Every weekend, all weekend long.
what, you guys each just get, like, 20 bananas each and just start
We
rubbing
didn't
them?
do any.
No.
We didn't do anything.
This was all Garrett.
Garrett
This is all
No.
every single banana.
Governor Shapiro, if you're looking for a fall guy, I have his address, his phone number, where he works, where he attended college, and what frat he was in.
Okay, so if you could go back, so not saying that we were involved in that at all, but if you could go back and give us advice, what would you say to those idiot high schoolers?
Go as hard as you can.
I would say fuck up more.
Yeah.
I'm serious because you don't learn unless you fuck up.
Yeah.
So
Don't play it safe out there, kids.
always fuck up, and I'm not saying like go drinking and driving and ruin someone's
course,
life,
of
but
course.
it's okay to fuck up. It's
Within
okay
reason,
to
within safety first.
yeah. I mean,
but
we're just stupid high school kids.
yeah.
We were actually we were very intelligent.
I'm sure you
knew
were
how to have a good
intelligent
time.
for your own
You
good.
were intelligent.
We knew how to have a good time.
Where does the whole never mind? But
Define
yeah,
intelligent.
yeah, define intelligent with what we were doing. But
Creative.
yeah, we were creative.
Biodegradable.
I don't know if
Nobody was
being
harmed in the
creative,
process.
is parallel with being intelligent. But yeah, I would say fuck up more. Like have fun. Like
Yeah, don't take life so seriously. Enjoy the moment.
ask for forgiveness before permission, as corny as that is. But
Totally.
like just do it,
Yeah.
and you'll learn. And I'm sure
Yeah.
if kids that do the same shit too when they're older.
Also, another word of advice:
For all of our high school listeners out there.
Yeah,
make
fuck up.
great friends
Yeah.
with a kid whose parents are getting divorced and are never at the house. and have a fucking blast in that garage.
Yeah.
Turn the lights off and throw shit at your friends.
Oh wait, Joe's
It
parents are
doesn't-
getting divorced. Let's be better friends with him.
Yeah, open
Best thing that ever happened to me.
And I know something I think is really funny about you guys is you have this empty house and you could have girls over, you could have
Drinking,
parties,
fucking,
but
not a
instead,
chance.
what did you guys do?
And literally just invited all of our guys. Like that's
More
such a good
dudes.
point, Dana.
Dudes.
More dudes.
Sometimes I'd like to think I was a cool guy in high school, and then I think about that. Where I'm like, okay, I had an open house. We could have done whatever we
Yeah.
wanted, and I just invited you guys over to play medicine ball dodgeball in my
With a
garage.
strobe light.
Yeah, you guys would turn off the lights and like throw
Cox
balls at
Anonymous
each
Council
other.
Place.
What?
Speaking of that, do you remember the
And
one
touch each other's
time?
dicks, probably.
No, never. Only
Way
every
too big of
other
pussies
one.
for that.
Do you remember Garrett drank that 6-pack of Bud Light and then refilled it up with water and
Oh
soap
my
and put it back
God.
in your fridge?
So my mom was dating this guy at the time, and he would just like have. My mom doesn't really drink. I don't. I barely even drink beer now. But like he had this like 6-pack of Bud Light bottles in our refrigerator, and he's like, "Dude, let's drink these." And I was like, "Yeah, fuck that guy, drink them."
Yeah.
And then he drank them.
Mark.
And again, this
Fuck
goes
'em.
this goes back to the lack of intelligence within our friend group. So Garrett drinks these Bud Lights.
Mainly one kid.
And then he goes over to and he fills them back up with water. And he's like, that looks like water, doesn't look like beer. And so to make it look like beer, he put Dawn dish soap in the water and then put the cap back on. He's like, so when he opens it, it'll be foamy. But didn't think far enough to say, like, okay, when he opens it, it'll be foamy, but then he's going to take a drink and realize that it's fucking soap water.
Yeah.
So he put fucking soap waters in replace of the Bud Lights, and of course the guy went and had it the next day, and he was, like, all mad at me because he's like...
And you're like, get out of my house.
Yeah.
Perv.
Yeah.
Cut my
yeah.
hair.
I'll drink.
Fuck off.
You're fucking my mom. I'll drink your beer or shut
Yeah.
the fuck up.
What would you...
Got him!
your advice be to us? Is like same thing, or what would your advice
Also,
be?
Amy, sorry if you're listening. That was really disrespectful,
Yeah.
and I take it back.
No, she's a fan.
I just did it for
Love
the
Amy.
comedic effect. I love you.
Yeah.
Any advice? Enjoy the moment and go to school with your friends.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Enjoy the moment. Be in the moment. Be in the present moment.
Don't choose to go somewhere else.
So
Appreciate where you are.
what I want to know from you guys in this same category is what do you think brought you guys success in staying friends for so long?
Wow, that's a good question.
Play the
Lack of
hits.
intelligence.
Play the hits.
What
What does
that
you have?
mean?
Like,
Play the hits.
like tell stories
Yeah.
of the old
Live
times?
the good times when we're together once or twice a year. Make it count.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Laugh.
we bonded over that stupid stuff.
Laugh a lot.
Like when Garrett got stuck when the Equinox, when you got someone blew a tire or something in the baseball field.
Me. Yeah, that
Was
was
it
me.
you?
We were stuck.
Yeah, like I don't know, it's just like the
It was,
dumb,
that was the softball field.
yeah, it was just the dumb shit like that I think you bond over, and
Yeah.
I don't know.
So it's really like the bonding experiences you guys have made you guys strong enough to continue a really deep friendship despite
And we all
living in
have great
different
senses of
places
humor.
and growing up, and obviously, people naturally grow apart.
Yeah.
But we were hanging out in the hot tub last night, and I told you guys, I don't know if you remember or not, because once you stay in the hot tub for over 30 minutes, it's like your brain stops working.
Yeah, your brain prunes just like your feet
Yeah.
and your hands.
Was
But-
this before you took your pants off?
I told you guys that I think one of the reasons why
it.
we've been able to stay, and one of the reasons why I love you guys so much is it's just like easygoing. It's just so easy when we hang out. Like you got, like I keep trying to say, like, oh, do you guys want to do this? Do you guys want to do this? And you're both just like,
Yeah.
whatever you want, man. Yeah,
Easy
sure.
to please.
Yeah.
Until
Easy
this
to
morning.
entertain.
Yeah,
Want to go
this
here?
one.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say until
Want
this
to get a
morning.
coffee and a scone? Fuck that.
No.
Yeah,
We
But-
need a breakfast.
I think you guys get what I mean. Like
Yeah.
you're just easygoing.
and that's not
like,
high maintenance.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no.
very low maintenance.
Yeah.
Like you don't get offended at dumb shit.
Easy to entertain.
Easy
Great
You,
to
sense
like
of
entertain.
Joe
humor.
didn't have to be like, oh, what am I going to do with them? Do I go here? Here? He's like, we just know it's going to be a good time.
You
no
guys
matter
have
what
great
we do.
attitudes. Yeah, you guys are like great attitudes. Very like bias for just being friendly and looking out for each other. I mean, we've all been in like very tough, like you were saying, you grow through like fucking up. Like we've all just had such fuck up moments together and like helped each other get through it too.
That's
so
awesome.
that probably bonded us pretty good. But I mean, what kept it going is just, I mean, we could go months without
You guys
talking,
go on.
and then
Keep
it's
going.
not like, dude, why the fuck weren't you texting?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
I have another follow-up question. So I've noticed, obviously, females, I think with their girlfriends talk about their feelings a lot more, right? Like if a girl is going through a breakup, you're talking about that breakup for months on end, like every day. And I'll notice sometimes, like, you'll have like a guy friend who's going through a breakup. And I'm like, oh, how are they? And you're like, I don't know.
I think Kiki.
And I'm like, how do you not know? Like,
Kiki, you've had like 3 girlfriends that I don't even know about. Like you brought up like, oh, I was, remember when I was dating, boop, and I was like, who the fuck is that?
yeah. Like, so with, like, how often are you guys, like, calling each other about girls or, like, something hard that you're dealing with or, like, really talking about your feelings?
Literally never.
Yet never.
That's so
never.
insane to me.
Because why?
That's what female friendships are built off of,
Yeah.
and there's just not that element
Yeah,
in,
girl brain's a
in
real bitch.
male friendships.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me.
Yeah, not to steal the moment from you.
What moment? There's
but
no
it's
moment.
so much. I mean, there's all been like moments where it's gotten like serious.
Yeah, of
like
course.
I've called Joe a few times and we've had like serious talks and
Yeah.
like you're going through it and we've talked about it a few times, but it's just so much better and more enjoyable to just tell dick jokes.
Yeah, of course.
It is so much fun to make each
It's
other
really-
laugh
yeah.
and just do stupid shit.
Yeah.
But it also, that
If you need to talk
like
about the
if
real
you
shit.
need to, like you can pick up the phone and call and it wouldn't be weird or anything, or nobody's gonna be like, well, what are you being a pussy?
Yeah, yeah,
No,
of
it's like there's a
course.
time and a place for it, and it's all the offer's always there, but it's so much more fun to talk about.
Just
our
less
balls.
frequent than
Yeah.
I think female
Are you
friendships.
familiar with the term "real men wear pink"? Well, I think that real men bury their true feelings and they take them to the grave and they ruin relationships along the way.
Yeah, I agree.
It's so much fun. Those panic attacks are insane. Waking up the next morning, like, what did I say last night?
What, are we
Nothing better.
Were you gonna say something, Kiki?
No, nothing.
Yeah.
That should answer your question right
I
there.
got nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of deal with it differently. Like,
Yeah.
it was a song we were listening to when we came home. Daniel was like, "Oh, you guys like bluegrass?" We are like, "Yeah,
This damn song.
yeah, this
And
damn
you
song."
said,
Like,
hey,
I
Colin,
think,
this is about someone being alone.
You'll love it.
Yeah, you love it.
I do. I do.
So I don't know. I think instead of talking about it, I think you kind of deal with it in a different way, and I don't know, you kind of bury it in that sense. But until it
Yeah.
actually builds up, then yeah, we'll reach out and talk to each
Yeah.
other, and
We
I don't
should,
know.
We probably should do that more, honestly.
I just think guys and
See? It just doesn't feel right.
I don't know. Like when I'm texting Garrett, like I'm like, I don't know, because he's got something smart to say. Like he sent me a screenshot. Some guy texted him, didn't have the number. It said, "Hey, can you send me a picture of the hot air balloon that you guys have or something, or what's wrong with it?" And he sent the screenshot to me, or to all of us actually, in the group message, and said, "Hey, make sure you guys text this random number, just a picture of a hot air balloon." Like, you don't
Yeah.
have that conversation with those
Yeah.
type of people. But like, if I wanted to with Garrett, I could.
Yeah.
And that's no offense. That's nothing to Garrett. I mean, that's with all of you. Like, I don't know. It's easier to laugh than cry.
hey, I know you're going through, but let's fuck with this guy instead.
Yeah. Like, so I don't know.
I also think that,
It makes the tough times when you actually need to talk about something that much more valid.
And-
like, it's not, oh, this kid's just bringing the party down every time he shows up like he's a downer. It's like, okay, this kid needs 20 minutes to let some things out and wants some real advice. You get through it, and then you're back to laughing again.
yeah.
It makes the tough times a little more valid and easier to understand that this is kind of serious.
Speaking in the mic, Colin.
God.
But,
We about done?
Yeah.
No way, dude.
No.
I'll drop my
Keep
number
going.
at the end, so if you want to skip to that,
Yeah.
you can hit me up.
Colin and Dana, do you guys remember how you guys met?
Yeah, I fucking dropped it to the floor on the stripper pole.
Oh yeah.
in my dodgeball Halloween
that Halloween?
costume. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I wanna-
apartment rocked.
I want to fucking see if I can
didn't-
find that video.
So are we sure I didn't?
They met via stripper pole.
Yeah,
Yeah, it brought us together. I'm sure.
yeah.
You were in a average Joe's gymnasium dodgeball uniform,
Sometimes Papa just has to drop it.
completely in the air, swirling down a stripper pole. And then I said, Dana, this is my best friend Colin.
And I said, I'll keep him.
Yeah.
Whose stripper pole was it?
Yours.
Yeah, it was mine.
I for the listeners, I did not fly across the country with a stripper pole in my check bag.
Yeah,
It was already there
Worth noting.
when
Yeah.
you got here.
But I
Yeah.
did help assemble.
Did you? Did I not have it set up yet?
No, we're kidding.
Oh,
It's
so
only my first
yeah,
appearance. They'll pick up on it.
I had a less than 300 square foot apartment when I first moved to Seattle, but still managed to get a stripper pole in there and make it fucking work.
You only need 3 feet.
You only need 3 feet.
You need 3
And I
feet
wasn't doing
sideways and 10
crazy
feet
flips,
up.
you know?
No.
Like, I don't need that much room to get down.
No.
Here.
You're-
It's such a good conversation piece. Give something people
Yeah.
to do while
Yeah.
we're like pre-gaming.
That's literally what we were doing.
Yeah, I
was
know.
fucking around.
And Colin, what was your first impression of me?
I didn't know you.
Correct. That's why it's his first impression.
Well, I had never met anybody from that part of the country.
What part of the country? Like California?
Like the West Coast, Southern
Okay.
California. Personalities, mentalities, your experiences, they're just so foreign from where
Yeah.
we grew up.
Yeah. You can be honest too. I'm going to be honest with you about my first impression of you.
Oh, I'm sure it was awful.
and then
This
we'll talk
kid-
about what we think of each other
Yeah,
now.
no, I'm sure it was this kid's out of his fucking mind.
Colin, it's like every time.
Blew that one.
So
too,
be honest, like,
no,
let's be
no, I
real.
didn't know you.
Almost.
That
I
was
know,
it.
but like first impression, like
All-
what was your first? You
almost-
ended up knowing me, so you had to
almost-
have
I
a.
get a bit protective.
Almost all
Yeah.
of my college friends and friends out here, they always say the same thing about Colin. They're like, yeah, when I first met him, I was like,
Fuck this kid. Happens often.
They're like, when I first met him, I thought, this, like, fuck this kid, basically. And
When's
then
this
they're
kid
like,
leave?
Yeah, and then they're like, but then, like, he, give him like a few hours and
Yeah.
they come around.
Yeah. So my first impression of you, like I already
make
had
it
love
better.
for you because Joe loves you.
Yeah.
And so like anyone Joe loves, like I already have a very good like impression
We
of who
talked
they
about
would
this
be.
over teenies in Nashville.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool. I was drunk all day, but
Yeah.
probably don't remember.
Go ahead.
So let's have this conversation 2 times.
Everybody listen up. This is great.
Yeah. Let me know if this is accurate from what I was telling you then too.
I was drunk too, so I don't
Yeah.
remember it.
And so I already had a good impression going in, but I had a very hard time getting a read on you.
Yeah, most
I
people
couldn't
do.
read you, you know?
My heart's racing right now.
Well, oh, I'm no.
Crush them. Bury
No,
them.
no way.
Put 'em in a body
and then
bag.
you would say like, I have a really good sense of humor. I like to believe. And
You do.
I like raunchy shit, like off the cuff, like things people shouldn't say kind of stuff.
Everything
Like
that
I
I
roll
say.
with that.
Yeah.
And so you were
Jizz.
doing that, but I couldn't tell yet if
If I meant it and believed it,
you
or if I
meant
was
it and
being
believed
funny.
it or if you're being funny. And so
Because if I did
there
mean
were-
it, then I should be in prison.
yeah, yeah. So there were like a few moments where we first like got to know each other, like then and then in Pittsburgh a few times, and I was like, is this the funniest thing I've ever heard, or is this pissing me off? Like I genuinely don't know. And now I think everything you say is like the funniest thing ever because I
There's-
know the place it's coming
There's
from.
levels to it, baby.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
levels to it.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah, that's
interesting.
Yeah, Colin doesn't take too much time to like gauge
No.
their religious or political beliefs before just letting it rip.
There's one
Yeah,
rule in
so
life: funny is funny.
Funny is funny. Period.
Yeah, it's because
There's a few more rules, but
it's
That's a big
actually a
one.
problem.
If you just know that one, you're in a good spot.
It's a problem because I'm so comfortable around these kids, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really open to meeting new people ever.
Mm-hmm.
That when I do meet new people, I have to not say anything
Mm-hmm.
because I got to gauge the situation, see where everybody else is at,
Mm.
because it's really an all or nothing type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And if I come out of the gates running, it's
You're
over.
coming in hot.
It's over quick.
I mean, you did
It's
come in
over
hot.
quick.
was gonna say, I think more times than not, you come out of the gates running.
Yeah, I didn't get the
100%.
impression you were like
Yeah.
being quiet to gauge the situation. You,
you
went
gotta-
all in, honey.
All right, what was
You gotta make a show out of it.
what was your first impression?
I just went through
She
it.
just
What was
said
your
it.
first
Listen back.
Yeah, rewind. What was your first
He didn't
impression?
really say. He was just like,
What was your first
Well, so
impression?
you know why that was? It's
Why?
because he said that you guys were really into comedy. And that you do stand-up comedy.
Okay.
So I said, let's push the boundaries a little
yeah,
bit.
push him.
Let's push them.
Push him.
Yeah.
But what? So besides, I don't like really understand people from California or like get people from California. Any other first impressions of me, or she's just, she sucks, or she's cool, or
Well, I was weary.
yeah,
I was weary because he's my best friend.
Yeah.
And I could kind of.
and I look like a freaking heartbreaker. I get it.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Red hair.
It's the red
No,
hair
it's
that
just-
gets me in trouble.
It's I only have like a few outside non-family people that I keep in the nest.
yeah,
So when like new people are in, I'm like, it's okay.
You challenge them.
yeah.
Not totally quick to accept or allow. Not that I have any fucking say so over it or whatnot, but
Yeah, you do. I would say
I'll sit back and
your friends keep you honest
engage it.
and keep you
Yeah.
on track. So that's
they do
important.
a great job of that.
It's very important.
Yeah, so much that I have to keep most of my life hidden.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was it. It was all good.
Cool.
It was all good. Really rocked that Halloween
Kiki,
party.
my first impression of
If you were at that Halloween party, though, I would like to just give a quick apology. 'Cause I
but also fuck you guys. It doesn't matter.
lit that place on fire.
Yeah, well, I think we do have a few listeners that were at that
And
Halloween
if you were
party.
dressed up as Ariana Grande, you still need an attitude check. Figure your shit out, honey. I can help out with that. I'm kidding. I want nothing to do with you.
All right.
Just jokes.
Kiki, I don't have as like a more in depth first impression of you, but all I could say is like calm, cool, and collected is my impression of you then when I
Wrong.
first met you and now. I feel like you're a very calm, cool person.
Yeah, I think some people would like to beg to differ on that. Like we were talking last night, like I think I'm pretty uptight, but yeah, no, I like to
Okay.
keep a even level, especially around like
New
polar
people.
opposite of
Right.
Colin, like
Yeah.
around new people, try to figure it out. But
Yeah. What do
no,
you- what
I
do you-
mean, you came to Pittsburgh with Joe, and then we had a fire at my house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so
that's
you
where
actually
we
came,
first met.
yeah, and you actually came in and met my parents. And I
Yeah,
think,
I did. I thought I won them over.
yeah, well, I think my dad, the first question he asked you was, "What NFL team do you guys root for?" or something like
Okay.
that. I think it was something
So
along.
classic your dad.
Yeah, I think it was something along those lines.
I want to see if she's a good person or
And
not.
then-
Who do you cheer for on Sunday?
Yeah, and then I think he followed it up with, "Have you ever seen snow?" Because we had a lot of snow.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, you know. So I
Yeah.
think that was
I
it.
fucking
But
love your dad.
Cool.
But-
yeah, they're good people.
yeah, no, I mean, I was excited. I don't know if you asked about my first impression, but I'll tell you
Yeah,
it.
please.
No, it was all good. I figured with Joe, you know, he's a smart kid. He knows he's a grown ass man with a full time job. He can, you know, figure it out. Like, and honestly, like, what am I gonna do?
He
Like,
can
I'll-
make good decisions on who he dates.
and I'm on the East Coast. He's on the West Coast. So out of my control, I can't do anything now. Colin, on the other hand, I'll let
He'll
him.
influence
This is
some
the
things.
easygoing thing I was talking about earlier. This is like the third time you said that. You're like, dude, I'm not going to tell you what to do. You have a full-time job.
Yeah, like,
If you got a full time job, I trust you in my life.
yeah, I mean, you're,
Yeah.
27, you know.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? You just said like, oh, we were talking about like where
Hold on,
I'm
hold on.
uptight last night.
Hold on. Can I say really quick, the fact that Dana even remembers meeting you, you should look at that as a win, because so many times I will like introduce Dana to somebody and then I'll be like, oh, you remember, you know, XYZ? And she's like, no. And there's even been like guys that went to WSU with Dana. And so like I'll like meet them and they're like,
They,
oh,
start working at his company, or
Yeah.
we see him out at bars, and people come up to me and say hi, and
This-
just like, who was that? Sounds like you guys were really best friends, and I'm like, literally no idea.
this one guy
No idea.
literally came up to me at work. He was like, oh my gosh, I love Dana, like please tell her I said hi. And I was like, yeah, sure thing. And then I come home and I'm like, hey Dana,
Little sus.
I was like, this
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know him. Don't know him at all.
fuck, it's all coming together now. Damn it. Yeah,
Come on, Wild.
Damn it.
Meanwhile, I know him really well.
Yeah, shut up.
No, I genuinely was like, I can't think of one memory with this person.
Yeah.
Like, I understand their face. I've seen them around at parties.
I was
and
like,
stuff,
hey,
but-
the XYZ wanted me to tell you hello. She's like,
Yeah, tell Wobbs I said what's up.
but yeah.
But yeah, so I just have a bad memory. It's not cool. It sucks when you don't know someone's name.
Embrace
and you feel like
it.
a piece of shit. But also, like, yeah.
Embrace
I don't
it.
have that much fucking mind space. I've got so much going on. I can't remember every fucking person I've ever met in my life. And the first time I
Self-awareness
met
is
them,
key.
can't do it. But
Self-awareness is
I
key.
do remember meeting you. I remember meeting your girlfriend. We got along really well. That's where I met Garrett and Jody for the first time too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Garrett, you were absolutely fucked up out of your mind. Don't think you remember
Dude.
meeting me.
I'm shocked.
Thank God your pull cover was on because I think he would have fell right into the
He
pool.
can't
round.
swim.
And it was probably like iced over, and it would have been horrible.
Yeah. I want to ask Kiki, I want to ask you a question. When you hear this audio, do you know what's on the other side of it?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know at the beginning, but then
I don't.
yeah.
Okay, he made Barstool Sports for that video. So
Little background. That was before people actually knew Barstool everything.
Which time?
Yeah, I've actually made it
Oh,
twice.
multiple.
yeah, he's
You're the viral
The one
Kiki's
credit to Joe.
Yeah, Kiki is like the viral king. He's been featured on Barstool Sports twice. But that video that I just played, why don't you walk the? This is an audio only
I see it
podcast.
now.
Actually, I'll probably edit it in. But why don't you? What happened there?
So we play family turkey bowl every year. I come from a big family, so it's cousins, uncles, whoever, in-laws playing in this game, and I'm playing receiver.
Does Pittsburgh Pope show up for this game?
He has been there. Yeah, Pope Yinzer has been there.
Pope Yinzer.
But yeah,
I love that.
My uncle threw me a go route, and where we play is out back behind our pool area, and in Pennsylvania or Pittsburgh or Allegheny County, whatever it is, you have to have a fence around your pool. And the one end zone butts right up against the fence.
It's the south end zone at Alaska Airlines Field at Alaska Airlines Stadium.
Yes, and it was over the shoulder.
Our favorite sponsors.
Yes, you dropped it right in, and from there I just went right into the fence.
Yeah.
Dropped the pass.
Yeah, but I will say your commitment to the route. You are still running full speed when you come in contact with that fence.
I didn't think the break was as clean as it could have been on the post.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
this is a family turkey bowl, folks. There is absolutely nothing on the line, and Kiki is going for this ball like the city's first Super Bowl win relies on it.
yeah, like there's 8-year-olds playing. And you know, at the time I'm playing college football Division III. All right, it's not a brag, but yeah,
Go
ate
Jackets.
it, busted my entire lip
Your
open.
face was so
my
fucked up.
face, I looked like Perry the Platypus afterwards. That's how swollen it was. I had to go to the hospital. Luckily, the former Pirates and the current Boston Red Sox athletic trainer was there. He was the first responder, along with the 5 nurses that are in my family. Also ran over. Brother took me to the hospital. I had to get stitches. Had to drink out of a straw for the remainder of the week because I could not open my mouth, and I had to go to the cafeteria at school.
Were you drinking gravy through a straw on Thanksgiving?
No, actually, Thanksgiving, because it was the same day, was the best day I felt. But after all the swelling set in, made it worse. But I had to go to the one cafeteria, and I had to get chicken nuggets every day and chop them up and put them in the side of my mouth so I could eat.
Jeez.
Like a Zinni Testaverde.
Yeah, and I just
but who won the game?
yeah, I can't remember who won, but you know, I've been back ever since. It has.
I have a question for Dana.
All right, hit him. Her.
Yeah. Yeah, hit me in the face.
They, them, it is Seattle. So, going back to the whole first impression thing, I don't think I called you by your real name until about 6 weeks ago.
Yeah,
True.
I was just some bitch up until 6 weeks.
No, he called, yeah, go ahead, Colin.
Okay.
What was your nickname?
Well, in my book, your real name was D-Bone.
Yeah.
For the longest time.
That's my Wi-Fi now.
Did you like it?
I like it, yeah.
Okay.
I liked it a lot. I liked it so much, I literally made it my Wi-Fi, but I did hear you call someone S, like, another girl, like, friends that you guys are friends with. Like, let's say her name was, like, Tiffany, I don't know.
I'm
but
not
you
friends
called
with
her
Tiffany.
T-Bone, and I was like, what the fuck? I thought D-Bone was my thing. Fuck you. And now I really don't care. And now it's like my fucking Wi-Fi name.
Jesus
So
Christ.
not cool.
Man.
Not cool.
I don't know any Tiffany's.
But you know what I
Yet.
mean.
Let me reel this thing back in before
Yeah.
it gets out of
Yeah.
control. Jesus Christ. Well, Kiki, so
Because I
that
know
was-
off the rails.
Hey!
Zinger.
So, Kiki, you made Barstool for busting your face open on the fence during Turkey Bowl. And you also made Barstool Sports for something else. And it was the first time I came to visit you.
Second.
It was the second.
Do you remember the first time?
I do remember the first time, and it lasted about
30 seconds.
30 seconds because
You were on Guess That Ass.
I did win Best Bud on the football team, too.
Nice.
Got anything to say?
No, that was it. Just put a glass of
What
water on
lasted
it.
30 seconds?
Joe
So-
came down to the one game, and it was like
I
it
wasn't.
was one of my
invited.
first. It was the first home start. We were sophomores, and I shit you not, on the very first play, blew my
I
shoulder
came
out.
like 3 plays into the game. Like I wasn't late. I was like maybe a minute and a half. I came like a
Yeah.
minute and a half into the game, and
It was already
Like
21
you
nothing
usually
Westminster.
do. He always comes a minute
I'm
and
like
a half
looking.
into the game.
I'm like looking, and I see,
Did you just catch that?
Yeah.
Most hilarious
Yeah,
joke
I
of all
got
time.
it. Yeah.
and I missed it, didn't
Yeah.
Yeah, you always do. Keep going.
And anyways, so I go.
Kid's never been able to bring it home.
And Kiki's dad is in the stands, and so I'm like, oh, cool, great. And I'm like looking for Kiki, can't find him. So I finally go up and sit with your dad, and I'm like, dude, where's Christian? And he's like, oh, he he either broke his collarbone or dislocated his shoulder on the first play of the game. He's been out, but I wanted to stick around because I knew you were coming. I'm like, you're not like going to the hospital with him?
That's the kind of guy Scott is, though.
Well, yeah.
Scott rides with the team.
Yeah, it was the first play from scrimmage. So he kicked off, and then we were on defense, and then they threw a pass, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I went to go tee off on the kid, and he didn't see me and actually stepped backwards. It was kind of a pussy injury, but yeah. And then they tried to pop it back in, and they could not pop it back in. Then I actually had to go to the hospital and miss the entire game. So that was the
Damn.
first time Joe came down, and then the second time,
Didn't even see him on the field.
yeah. And
This
I-
episode's going to be called Kiki's Injuries.
Yeah. And then the second time he came down was senior night or senior day. And for where I went to school at, there's a VFW right across the street from the football field. So all the parents do a tailgate there.
What's a
and there's,
VFW?
Veterans of Foreign Wars.
Could be.
That's
They're
what
all
it
just
is.
Drunks.
Okay, that's where you guys.
I didn't
It's
say
like an
that. He
Elks
said
Lodge.
that.
Fucking rocks.
Okay.
I stand with the truth.
So you were able to drink
Red
there and have
November.
alcohol and stuff. So the parents would all have a massive tailgate.
Okay.
And we would go down and booze just right off the field. So still in your uniform, your pads,
Cool.
everything like that.
Fun.
And
Very fun.
had a beer, and Joe was like, hey, chug that beer.
Well, I couldn't believe that you guys went straight from end of fourth quarter, kept your pads and helmets on, walked over to like a pavilion.
No time can be wasted to get
across
wasted.
the street from the stadium. Like most teams, you see, okay, game ends, they go into the locker room and then they get changed, they get showered, and they come out, and that's when you talk to him.
No, dude, they
And-
also wanted to flex on the
Yeah,
bitches
relax,
too.
dude. You played
if I was
baseball.
a football
Wasn't
player,
that
I'd be like,
serious.
yeah.
Well, dude, you guys are like, I'm like, hey, like I let me know like where to meet you. He's
How
like, no,
often
just
do you
like
get to wear
come with
pads to
us.
a bar fight?
Yeah.
he
come with
goes,
us.
he's like, oh no, just like walk across the street. We're all gonna go drink at the pavilion over there. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And it's all these guys in uniform, just like drinking beers after the game. And I was like, why is nobody realizing how fucking crazy this is? And so I take a picture of Kiki with his helmet on, like in full uniform, chugging a beer. And we sent it to Barstool, and they had the same reaction as I did. Like, this is fucking wild.
Yeah, I think it was captioned like right off the field into the bar or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it got on there so quickly because a friend of mine at Waynesburg did internship for Barstool like the one summer, so he had connections, and he sent
Shout
it to
out-
them.
shout out Drew.
Yeah,
Almost
shout
got
out
him.
Drew Brown. And it just immediately got on, and whatever. It was the whole weekend cool.
But back then, like getting on Barstool is so sick.
Yeah. Like I felt like a badass.
Yeah,
like,
of course. Like, hey guys, check this out.
Yeah,
on
like
Barstool.
yeah. And so the following Monday comes around, and I get called in the coach's office. They're like, "What is this shit?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?"
Oh,
And
shoot.
they're like, "The stuff on the internet." This is my head coach, and he's a
Oh, this picture going viral.
yeah,
Absolutely
yeah.
viral.
And he's like, the school knows, the school's down my back about it.
Yeah.
And
Sorry.
he's like, there's two options. You get it deleted, you put it out an apology note, and there's some consequences you have to pay. And we have one more game left in the season. We're trash. We won 2 games. And we're playing our rival the next week, and they were going to shit stomp us, and they did.
Yeah, West Mifflin did steamroll you guys.
No, it wasn't West Mifflin. So then that happened. I ended up putting out an apology note. It was fucking stupid. It was D3 football. I was like,
Did you have any fans write to you and thank you?
no, it was so fucking stupid. I wish I still had it on my Twitter.
I don't have it either. I deleted it from everything. I got spooked.
No. I got the video and all that shit still. But I'm talking the apology.
Can you
note.
send it to me? Because I want to play it right now.
Yeah.
It's on his OnlyFans if you guys want to see it.
Yeah, and so I don't know, but I ended up doing the apology letter. Got to play the last game. It was senior year too. It was gonna be my last ever football game. But looking back on it, I wish I would have said no, fuck you, because the head coach was a total tool. But it was funny because the other coaches, our associate head coach and our D coordinator, and the other guy, the one guy goes, he calls me into his office, and I'm like, I'm in for it from him. Like he's actually will be rough on me. And I kind of just have my head down. I go in. He's like,
Chris,
No.
God damn it.
no. And I'm like, I'm sorry. He's like, for what? It's like the whole video, all that. Like, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, the only thing I'm pissed about is that you didn't drink your beer fast enough. And I'm like, oh my God. It was like the weight of, off my shoulders.
Oh, that's great.
And the one guy who's real, just does everything by the book, he's just kind of chuckling over there. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I got the approval of him as well. Like, I'm good. It was just the head coach.
Oh,
and-
how great is that when you think you're in like such deep shit and then someone like cracks a joke?
yeah.
Oh, it feels so good.
So, I mean,
I don't know. I would never know that. I'm a perfect human being. I'm an angel.
I remember I got caught joyriding when. Do you remember that whole saga with Jesus Christ?
We'll bleep
dude.
that out.
Yeah, I'll bleep that
Sorry,
out.
bleep that. Garrett. Garrett.
you're not very good at this for listening to so many podcasts.
So I was like 13.
I got my chance. I'm letting it rip out here, baby. What are you talking about?
I was like
Any more questions?
I was 13. I went joyriding in a car with a bunch of my friends. We got caught,
Yes.
and my mom was just fucking like letting me have it. So similar situation to you, Kiki.
Wow.
Like she's like, what the, letting it rip, dude. Every name in the book.
City
And
Bitch
then-
1 going in.
Yeah, City Bitch hitting me with every word / slur she can think of.
What were they?
And
Go into
then
detail.
I went outside. My dad was like sitting outside, and I went out there to just take my licks, and get it over with. And he just looked at me, and he goes, "So what was going through your head when those lights came on behind you?" And just started dying laughing.
You're like, oh, that's the sweet
It was
comedic
just
relief
so
I needed.
like, and I
I
was
gave him a
like,
crown.
Yeah.
Did some cavities.
he just thought it was so funny. He was
It
like,
is funny.
He thought it was so funny.
You didn't do anything bad. You didn't hurt anybody. You
Right.
just- Fuck it. You're growing up.
Well, I mean, probably shouldn't have been driving a car, but anyways, that just reminded me of it, Kiki.
Yeah. And I remember too, like when they first called me in, my defense at first was, that's not me.
Deny.
And they're like,
You got a helmet on. It could be anybody under there.
And that's what I said. I said, I got,
jersey number?
yeah. So so in college, jersey numbers are doubled. So I was number 9 senior year, and there was another number 9 on defense. I was like, that's not me. I was like, you can't prove that to me. You can't see my face.
Slot receiver didn't look like you.
Yeah, and
the
it's
other guy
just-
was black.
yes, and that's probably. I actually think that was true.
It was Chad. It was Chad.
No, he was 5. It actually, that was a good guess, but no. So that was my, and they're like, what the fuck do you mean? And I'm like,
It would have been
could
so
be
much
anyone.
funnier if it was Chad.
Yeah. And then I was like, whatever. Like, I wasn't dying on that hill. Thought I might have got by. Like,
Yeah.
just kind of throwing it up to
Just
them.
through
Be like,
straight denial.
yeah. Like, what's the school going to know? And I don't know.
Have you guys used ChatGPT?
No.
You guys should. It's fascinating.
No.
I'm having it write like all my emails right now. They literally say, "Hey, a customer said this. I need to say this. Can you write me an email response?" And it does. So
I need to learn how to say "fuck you" nicely. What do you got for me?
yeah. So Joe, what did you type into ChatGPT to make these questions? What was your prompt?
I basically just said, hey, I've got 2 fucking idiots joining the podcast, and I know they're not bringing anything to the table.
He ain't capping.
You are right.
No, I said...
I'm on vacation, bitch.
I think I said, hey, I just started a podcast with my girlfriend. I'm having 2 of my high school best friends join the podcast, and I want to ask them questions that will get a funny reaction.
And
I want to
these
give
are
a quick shout out to Craig. I am a big fan of you, and I think we could be great friends next time I come out here. So
Lovely thing to say. Couldn't happen at a weirder time.
yeah. So please continue with Craig and Chat GPT.
so all these questions have the sole focus of being Joe, which
Shocker. Kid
is
steals
such
the
a
moment.
shocker.
Walk on.
I'm going to read all of them just because it's funny to see what ChatGPT comes up with, and then you guys just take notes of the ones you want to answer.
I'm answering them all.
Read which
Well,
one.
there's
Read,
10.
read which ones you think are best.
The kid
which ones do you
doesn't
wanna know?
miss.
Which ones do you want to know?
Just read one to each of us and we'll answer it.
Yeah, I'll take 4.
Number 4.
4? No.
Oh,
they
wait,
get
yeah.
3,
Pick
I
a
get
number 1 out
4.
of 10. Pick a number 1 out of 10.
I'll do 10.
Okay. What's the most ridiculous argument you've ever had with Joe?
Next.
We've never argued over literally anything.
I don't think I-
so,
Oh, no,
Okay,
I've
pick a
heard-
number 1 through 10.
6, and then I'll do 9.
How did Joe react when... Oh, no, that one doesn't make sense. So 9. Do you think Joe has changed since he started dating Dana, or is he still the same old guy?
Let it rip.
Most of the time, I feel like I don't even know him anymore.
Oh, no. That's not a good sign.
No,
Do you think...
no. He lives across the country though, so I don't see him every
Yeah.
day, or we don't speak every day. He doesn't answer my texts or my calls.
Joe, do you think you've changed?
Yeah, I
since
put
you
on a
started
great
dating
face for
me?
these guys while they're in town, and then I go back
To being a piece of shit.
to being a cocky son of a
With
bitch.
slick back hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a manager of superstars now, which I got a bone to pick with. Drives me fucking crazy.
All right, give one to Kiki
Okay,
now.
Kiki,
Colin's a
pick
dead
a
end.
number
No, these
1
questions-
through
Colin's
10.
Mr. Walking Dead End.
1 through
5.
10. Okay, 5.
Got that right.
What's the most embarrassing thing that Joe has ever done in front of you?
Have you fucked in front of us? No, I'm kidding. That's a joke. It's a comedy podcast.
Well, the one time that it was senior year and you went against the student section policy. I think they wanted a blackout and the student section wanted like, I don't know, something different, like a camo out or something. And you conformed so you could still be in Dancing with the Athletes.
Oh,
That was embarrassing.
that was embarrassing.
Okay, can you describe that in more detail?
And it gets even worse after that because
You were just a nerd or what?
no, like
I didn't go to school
conformed.
with you guys, so this is news to
so
me.
I did not play football in high school,
Really?
and then
You didn't really play anything.
I was like kind of like not like the head of the student section, but like one of the people who kind of was like
Who's better than everybody?
In the school's eyes, you were because the other ones could not be. They did not want them to represent the student section.
Yeah.
so. Basically, we had like some theme for a football game, and then like
You're the son Bill Churpak never had.
the like principals of the school were like, "Hey, you can't do that. Like you're like you need to tell all the other students that you're not allowed to have that theme."
Okay.
What was it? It was like
It was
something
It
dumb.
was something like, like we wanted a blackout. Like the football team, football players wanted a blackout, and was it like prom committee or something? Someone ran like the student section. So sometimes they would make shirts for like red, white, and blue. Wow.
Yeah,
It
and
would
you're like-
do like a camo shirt. It was something like that. And
So they basically came to me. They're like, you need to talk everybody out of this current theme and then do this other theme, or we're not going to let you do...
Were you on student council or something?
No, nothing.
So why did they come to you for that responsibility? Just because
I
you
don't
have
know. Maybe-
widespread influence and popularity?
Maybe, but I did it.
Sexual prowess.
Because I wanted to do Dancing with
Charisma.
the Athletes. So they did Dancing with the Athletes at our high school, where like they picked like an athlete from each sport, and then you danced with like a girl for like in a competition.
it's
It
a,
was, like,
it's
for
a
charity.
spin-off of Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
Oh, the original.
But then, so I like make this huge sacrifice so I can still do Dancing with the Stars. Mm-hmm. And then my girlfriend at the time was like, I don't feel comfortable with you doing Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, because you would
Or dance.
dance with a female dancer.
It wasn't my girlfriend.
This is the biggest argument we've ever got in.
Athlete.
Yeah, and no, it was just like a girl that was into dance.
yeah.
You
that-
were an athlete, and it was
A
a
girl
girl
that
who wanted to
went to-
dance with the athletes.
Yeah, and so it was like a girl that went to our high school that was like in dance.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris.
And my girlfriend was not into dance, and so I was going to be doing it with a different girl, and she basically was like, "You're not doing that."
Damn. And
so
you didn't?
I was like I like basically
Like a sub.
like, and became public enemy number one because I told what the football team wanted and what the student section wanted that they couldn't do that. Got them to change, and then I was like, great, now I can do Dance with Athletes. And then my girlfriend was like, you thought.
Eh.
And I was
And
like,
then you didn't
"Fuck,
do that
dude."
either?
No, I didn't do it. I didn't do that either.
It was
that is
super
so
fucking
embarrassing.
embarrassing,
That's such a good answer.
So embarrassing.
That's such a good answer to that question.
You're a real cold-hearted pussy, aren't you?
Oh, that's sweet, though. I'm
Yeah.
sure you guys.
Man, I wish I would have went to school with you guys. I feel there's only a way I could have done that.
That's sweet, but
Yeah, Colin
it is
didn't even go to
embarrassing.
Colin went to private high school because he didn't like how
All boys school.
Yeah, he wanted to. He preferred the all boys high school.
Dick City. Population me.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Well,
Love
that's-
my Vikings.
That's embarrassing for the guys, but that's really sweet for the ladies. That's the kind of guy I'm with, you know?
Yeah. Didn't really pay
Pussy
off.
whipped.
Didn't really pay off.
Didn't pay off.
Big time. Big time. No
Yikes.
independence.
I
Yay.
think we went on to lose that game too.
Oh no.
No, we didn't.
I was gonna say.
It was Central Valley for the 4th year in a row, Jaguar Nation. You never made it to Hines.
Oh, this is a really good follow-up question to this story. Has Joe always been a lady man, or
Yes.
has
Yes.
he had to work on his game?
No.
No,
No. I've never met anybody that can dance as well as him has. I'm not a jealous person, but it's the
Oh.
one thing that I wish I could do that I absolutely fucking can't.
So you think
He
part of being
dances
a
like
ladies
no
man
other.
is good dancing?
Oh my god, it's obnoxious. You see this kid on a dance floor?
Yeah.
He dances like he's
Drowning
light-skinned.
in it.
Yeah.
Drowning in it.
I do look really cool at the weddings.
I
we've
bet
been
you
to.
do. I bet you do.
I look really fucking
With
awesome.
that fake hair that he has and those moves. Come on.
Well-
Yeah, he's got swagger.
He's a union pipe fitter.
He's got
Jesus
some swag.
Christ.
But yeah, ladies man.
Yeah.
He's always.
Women love you.
Yeah.
And that's just says so much about you as a person. Good things.
Men want to be him.
Women love
I
them.
don't-
Women can't get enough of them. Men are jealous
You
of
think
them.
I'm good with the ladies? You'd see me with the dudes.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Power
I have.
bottom.
Oh, I have. Okay.
Do tell. This is the West Coast. Tell us about your time in Chad.
What's any other comments about Joe being a ladies' man? Anything
No,
I
it's
should
just-
know?
It's,
No,
it's
let's
a,
move
it's a
on.
bona
Anything you
fide
wanna
yes.
No, let's move on.
I know a lot actually, just because we were friends for so long.
Do you want to know what his nickname in high school was?
Yeah.
He's a big Pokemon fan.
We already had the wait.
No.
His
What?
nickname was Squirtle.
No, it's not. That's just a complete a lie. It's a complete lie.
Wait, where'd Squirtle come from?
Yeah,
It's a
tell us about it,
Pokemon. You're talking out of your ass. That was not my nickname.
You're talking out of your ass.
It's not my nickname, okay? It's not my nickname.
What's the funniest thing that's ever happened to you on a night out with Joe?
Donkey boy.
What's that?
There's been so many. There's been so many.
Yeah, I don't really know. It's kind of a combination.
It might have been the time he got his ass beat by the tennis team.
I wasn't there, but I like the story of when you guys got into that fight because Garrett speared that kid.
I'm never going to be the motherfucker that gets hit first.
Yeah.
Words from Garrett.
You guys were doing like an interview or something?
No, he was on Instagram Live. It was like when Instagram Live had first come out.
I was in the car. I missed all of this.
Colin, you were hiding in the car.
I was not. No.
Okay, so I'll just tell the
hiding in
story.
the car. I had the McDonald's.
Someone
had to guard the nuggets.
We were in McDonald's. It was like 2:30 in the morning. It's me, Garrett, Colin, and a few of the guys I played baseball with in college. And Garrett's on Instagram Live, and he keeps like trying to get these people in his Instagram Live video. And Instagram Live had like just come out. So people
Strangers.
are like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Should we call him and see if he'll answer?
Yeah.
Good idea. Here, let me give me
Here, I'll call him.
Yeah.
I'll call
Yeah,
him.
put him on speaker. I'm
So
sure we'll be able to hear him.
basically-
No, we'll wait for him. I think he needs to help share the story.
Okay.
Bad podcast.
No, this is great podcast. The pros do this all the time.
The pros. We're fucking pros.
Yeah, I'm just a genius.
That's your mouth.
It should be 7 o'clock there.
Hello.
Yes, Garrett.
Hey.
You're on the pod.
Before you say anything, you are on the podcast.
You're live.
You are live.
All right.
It is me, D-Bone, Joe, and Chris.
Christian is taking a piss right now.
And what was the question?
So
you guys are gonna tell us
the
that
night at
McDonald's
McDonald's where he was on Instagram Live and we got into a
yes.
fight.
So we were at the McDonald's outside of Pitt, and you headbutted that guy in cold blood.
No, yeah.
Can you tell us the details of that? The statute of limitations is up. It was like 6 years ago.
That's right. I've never thrown a headbutt. Let's just start.
But you speared that guy.
Okay, can you just start from the Instagram Live video?
Yeah. So I was on Instagram Live. It was a brand new feature. So, best place to try my new live. I think it was early in the morning at McDonald's.
Yeah, like 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Everybody's hot and ready, got their McChickens, whatnot. And caught a table that wasn't too interested in being in my feed. And, perhaps chirped him in the restaurant as we were, on our way out.
That's what 22-year-olds do.
It's all in love. And there's, we have an Uber outside waiting for us. And I remember the lady in particular, long gray hair, and she was particularly antsy. She was
The Uber
ready to
driver.
roll.
The Uber driver.
The Uber driver, yeah. She was ready to leave. And as we were loading up, those guys follow us out and are talking to us. I don't know, probably me, but I think I'm already in the car, smushed next to Colin at this point.
We were all in the car. We were like, I think it was like just Josh that was out of the car.
Okay, and so all of us but Josh are inside the car. One by one, we start to go back out on the sidewalk because, I guess the situation is amplifying. And it comes down to, I think, me and Colin are the last guys in the car. Colin's window seat street side. So he's all the way in, like, he's not getting out if I don't get out.
Not a chance I'm getting out anyways.
Well,
And,
do you remember what the Uber driver said,
we're
Garrett?
We're chirping. There's shit going on. Who's saying what? Are we doing something or what? And they're asking, what was that about? And at one point, Colin just had enough, and he said, let me out. So I hopped out, and I think at that point, speared a guy.
No. Hold on. No. This is what happened. So Josh is outside of the car, jawing the guys. I get out to, get Josh in the car. And as soon as I get out of the car, the Uber driver goes, "You got 2 minutes to get in this car or I'm fucking leaving." And then Garrett, you said, you took that as, "Oh, great, we've got 2 minutes to fight." And so you go, "We got 2 minutes." And you jump out of the car.
Oh my gosh.
And run full speed at the one guy who's jawing us, and then you literally Bruce Lee drop kicked him in the chest, and he went flying into the front door of the McDonald's. It was hard. And then I grabbed the guy next to the guy that you drop kicked because, Garrett, you're on the ground. So I'm like, this guy's going to start pounding Garrett. So I bear hug him to where his arms are down at his sides so he can't lift his arms up. Garrett gets up, and I'm just yelling like, chill, 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 because I don't want a fight to break out. Garrett gets up after his drop kick, and I've got this guy held with his arms down at his side, no way to protect himself, and Garrett sucker punches him while I'm holding him. Like, in his face, this guy's face was so close to my face, and Garrett was so drunk, like, there's no way he really could have known whose face he hit. And I'm like, dude, this is why you, like, drop the guy, and he just falls on the ground. I'm like, we gotta go. And the Uber driver's like, get the fuck in the car! And we just jump in the car and leave. So Garrett, it wasn't, if you want to consider it a fight, sure. But it was just Garrett drop kicking a guy and then sucker punching another guy and us peeling out in a Toyota Prius.
And then Garrett follows it up in the car by saying, I'm not going to be the motherfucker that gets hit first.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much, you know.
That's awesome.
Was this before or after you lost 200 pounds?
I don't know. I'm probably up there at some point.
Was this when you shaved your head over pickup basketball, right? Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Dark basement.
Yeah, I was bald and about 215 pounds.
I got to see a picture.
Well, Garrett, we miss you, and we wanted you to be a part of this podcast.
Anything else you want to say, Garrett?
Well, the best part of this is the follow-up. You know, so that was while I was visiting Joe and met up with all those guys. And it was a couple weeks later that we meet up for a ski trip at Seven Springs. And I meet Joe, Collin, and Ace is there. Mm-hmm. And I meet them, like, for the first time, showing up for the first thing in the night. And they're like, hey, man, how you doing? They're all bummed out. I'm like, okay, what the fuck's going on? Thought someone got hurt skiing or something. They were like, yeah, Josh is, that tussle we got in a couple weeks back, Josh is in a lot of trouble for that. You know, they recognize him. Guys were on the hockey team. It just so happened to be. And they called him out. And he's getting in a lot of trouble. And I was like, dude, no way. That is so horrible. Like, what? Is there anything I can do? Like, anything I can write a letter? They're like, fuck you. Like,
damn.
God,
you deserved it, though, no?
Got his ass.
He offered to write a letter.
Yeah, like that was going to fix anything. Like, it was
write
me.
a letter.
Sorry about your broken orbital bone. Here's a letter.
The third-year freshman at Potomac State's going to make it all right.
can I forge some letterhead or something for you?
Damn.
But Garrett, maybe you can answer another question that we had earlier in the pod. Why do you think the four of us have been able to sustain this friendship for as long as we have, being how different personalities all four of us are?
Your silence is
You know,
deafening.
I don't know. We've done a lot of firsts together. You know, you never forget your firsts.
We don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know what,
You
Kiki?
know,
That was
I've
like
never
your
had
answer.
mine. That's a great answer.
Yeah, that was like your answer too.
But I think that has a lot to do with it. Whether you're eating salt or drinking beer,
Or not knowing fruits.
Or yeah, you don't know. That was Diva from the top rope. You don't know a cantaloupe from your left nut. Another question, actually, another follow-up. Why did you think it was okay to try and kill Kiki and I?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Nobody's ever died from that. If anything,
This is the weed. This is the 100 milligram edible callback.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know.
Yeah, what
anything,
say you?
It built some character.
Yeah.
Character that we didn't need.
Garrett, we asked them. We asked them
I
earlier.
ate 3 steaks that.
It was like a villain origin story.
We asked them earlier in the podcast, Garrett, if there was one. So we had them tell the story, and I said, "Is there one thing if you could tell Garrett, what would you say?" And fellas, what did you want to say?
Well, let's let Garrett guess. Garrett, what do you think we would say to you?
About what? That night?
Yeah,
Yes.
like
That night alone.
That you.
like final
hate me?
statement.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty bad. But
Well, I hope you're okay, Garrett. I hope things are going well.
yeah, we love you, dude.
yes.
Yeah, we love
Yes.
you.
Thanks for calling. I'm glad I'm on the pod.
Yeah.
This is actually episode
Won't be your
4.
last time. Won't be your last time.
All right.
We're going to record another one in June when we come out here.
Yeah, right on. Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, see ya.
Get rid
Bye,
of
Garrett.
him.
Love you.
All right, Garrett. See ya.
Well, hey, what do you say we about wrap this thing up?
I think so. I think we got some good chat.
Do you have any more questions on that iPhone?
Give me like one more final question.
Yeah,
just
give
anything
us
off the cuff.
more.
Anything you guys got.
Anything
I have
else
a
the ladies
question
wanna
for
know?
you, Dana.
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, please.
What's like from us being East Coast and you're West Coast? What are like the biggest differences you see in either
We did this
Males-
at dinner the other night.
love
Complaints,
males-
concerns, questions.
males versus like males on the East Coast versus West Coast? Is there any
Good question.
differences you see? Anything
question.
that's kind of
I'm interested to know.
because I've seen differences between Western kids from Western Pennsylvania, specifically men versus Eastern Pennsylvania.
Yeah, of course.
And that might have just been a small
Yeah,
sample.
Eastern
but-
Pennsylvania.
I got an answer for this too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just, out of curiosity, I like to compare the.
Yeah, I'm sure there's so many differences. I mean, like, at the surface level, style and what you guys wear is
Yeah.
like wildly different.
Like what? Like be specific.
You'll never
Like-
catch me in
Tim's.
Billabong.
like all my
Got the butters on.
Tim's on the beach.
Yeah.
like
Garrett.
the guys we hang around when we go visit Orange County, they're all in like vans and
Surfer
like,
bros.
They're surfer bros, and like Hinge too was interesting. Like when I was on Hinge in Orange County, it was like a lot of surfing pictures, car pictures, like workout pictures. And then when I got up to Washington, it was like
Everybody's
hiking
fishing.
and like pictures with the dogs and like fishing pictures. So I saw a very like large difference between boys from OC and Washington. But I haven't spent too much time with, well, like, of course, you're from Pittsburgh.
I would hope you wouldn't spend too much time.
You're from
looking at East Coast
Pittsburgh.
boys.
And then, you know, I'm around you guys. Biggest difference is really like the clothes, activities. But I don't think I noticed much of a I do think you guys are a bit more down to earth, I would say. I have better.
Really?
I do
Yes.
have better conversations with you guys than I do with like. I don't have any guy friends up here. Like I don't vibe with dudes. Like I'm a
Sus.
girl's girl, but
She rides.
I ride for the
She
girls.
rides
If
with
I'm
the
going to
chicks.
spend time with people, it's going to be women or my boyfriend. But and I don't need that in my life because I don't really like. I don't enjoy the conversations I really have with guys out here. But I really like talking to you guys. So I think you guys are more down to earth and just like kind of real. And I always say to my girlfriends, like, oh, where'd you find Joe? Like, God, I'm like, go out, eat them East Coast boys. They just do it different out
different,
there.
yeah.
They do it different out there. I think you guys are also
Do it different.
more,
A lot of boat shops.
have better manners too.
It's easy to say.
You guys are like more
please and thank you.
gentleman like.
It's easy
You guys
to
are
say
a lot
please and
more
thank you.
gentleman like for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. My perception of West Coast people versus East Coast people is West
Lives.
Coast. West Coast people are more fake on. You know, they'll come up and be your friend, and I don't have any really experience with this. This is from what I heard. And they'll be more
This is
friendly.
everything Joe said to us.
No.
No. They'll be more friendly to you up at the get-go. And this and that, and to where East Coast people, you know, they might like be like, hey, fuck off, dickhead. But they'll give their shirt off their back to you and actually like watch out for you, and, like take care of you. But like that first initial interaction might be negative towards you, you might think, but it's just kind of, I don't know, at least in Pittsburgh area is kind of how I interpret it.
Yeah, I can see that. And I think Seattle's an interesting city. I think everyone kind of agrees it's very like cliquey. Like people aren't as open to like meeting new people at bars or whatever. You just sit with like your homies that you're homies with. And I get it. Like I'm like that too. Like I don't want to meet new people. Like I'm out with my friends. I want to hang out with my friends.
Yeah. I'll say, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I'm not in the market for new friends.
Yeah.
So don't try me.
Yeah. I don't know what the bar scene is like on the East Coast though, but that is something I've
I don't
noticed here.
It's small. Like for Pittsburgh,
You can't
for
go anywhere
example,
without not running into someone.
You go somewhere, you will know someone or know of them.
and someone might know someone that knows you.
Yeah.
It's like the smallest city in the world. You could never
You see the same girls.
you
everywhere.
could never
Yes.
go out and have like the craziest night of your life that no one would ever hear about.
Yeah, it'll get
Totally.
back.
It will there's some degree of connection to someone somewhere that
Can't get away
knows
with anything
you.
out there.
No, you can't get away from anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only way to do that would be to
interesting.
literally shut yourself off from the world like a hermit, like I do.
Yeah, have no
Pretty
social
successful.
media.
Yeah,
It's been pretty successful.
Good run for
Pretty-
you, I think.
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. I don't want to trade places with a fucking soul.
It's a great question,
that.
Kiki, and I would say
Really good question.
I think the thing that I've noticed from obviously growing up my whole life on the East Coast and then spending my kind of like post-college life on the West Coast is out here there's like a lot of passive aggressiveness, and the East Coast it's just actual aggressiveness.
Yeah, those tell you to fuck off to your face.
yeah,
Polite
it's like
aggression versus just aggression.
like you'll get like a lot of people just kind of doing like the like small lip, raise eyebrow, like the. And they don't,
Yeah,
but like, but in Pittsburgh, they're just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, I've never even been close to like getting into a fight out here.
Yeah, that's every one of my first interactions out here.
And-
People are like, oh, God.
And like, people will just like start throwing punches. It's just crazy. I don't know. I maybe it's just us getting older too.
Here or Pittsburgh?
In Pittsburgh,
Well, yeah, and that I was going to say, like, if there's a crowded bar, I've been in crowded bars outside.
you say
of
the
Pittsburgh.
wrong thing to the wrong person. Like it's just nothing you're gonna.
You
be
could
in a fight.
look at someone.
Yeah.
And I would catch just random like elbows walking through a crowded bar, like people just bumping into you in like, you know, kind of like an aggressive fashion. And I'm like, oh, if this was back home, like that doesn't fly. Like someone will get in your face, they'll say something. You know, I'm not necessarily saying they'll sucker punch you right on the spot, but they will confront you about it and be like,
You have to be ready. Like
yeah,
you have to be
you got to
ready.
keep your head on a
Yeah.
swivel.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, and I don't even know if it's
When you're out in Seattle, you're not worried about getting punched in the face. When
You're
you're
just
out in
worried
Pittsburgh,
about-
anything can happen.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, I do want to wrap up the episode. Mm-hmm. I think this is so awesome.
Yeah, thanks for having us. You guys are great hosts.
Yeah. But I like to end every episode with asking you and our guests.
Well, we're the first guest, so
Yeah.
Yeah,
First
shout out.
guest.
First guest. This is so exciting. I really don't give a fuck if anybody listens to this or not because I think genuinely just like
That's
sitting
not the
here
mood.
and talking to you guys and I mean, I just how fun is this? Just like put the headphones on, you're focused.
You're dialed
there's no
in.
phones or anything like that. And you just talk and you tell great stories. But if there's one thing that you want people to take from this episode, I'll start with you, Kiki. Like, if there's one thing you want people to take from this episode, what do you want people to take from it?
I've got something.
Go ahead, Sam's Club.
Two things.
speaking of the mic, Billy.
Two things.
Classic Colin. One thing you want to take from the episode. Two things.
If you've been lucky enough to meet Joe for a minute or an hour, hold on to him forever. Buy now while the stock's low. Couldn't be lower, actually. And don't forget where you came from.
Yeah.
Kids you grew up with made you who you are. Your best friends till the day you die. No matter where life takes you, how much money you make, how much money they make, whatever. Stick with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say
Nothing will
probably-
ever, I will never ever be as close to anyone, even my wife,
Yeah.
the way that I am with you guys.
I love you, man. Seriously.
I love you guys too. Kiki and I don't tell that to each other enough.
I love you, Kiki.
You guys don't live on the same coast as Colin. You would understand why. Kidding.
You
It's a
invite
joke.
me over to your house.
That's what good friends do.
Yeah, we have a blast. We wish you saw you guys more. Wish you guys all the best. Be great if you had a baby anytime soon. I'd love to be a godfather.
All right. Perfect time to pivot.
Don't
Dana,
baptize
what's-
it.
Wanting me, baby.
Dana, if there's one thing you want people to take from the episode, what is it?
Lean on your friends and don't forget how important your friends are. Make time for them. Call them.
Check in.
Time can get away from you, you know. I've got a few really good girlfriends that I don't call enough, and it's you have to be intentional with it, I think, for sure. And thank you for being such good friends to Joe.
Thank you for
appreciate
letting
it.
us in your home. You guys have been wonderful hosts.
Kiki?
Our pleasure.
Yeah.
Great answer, Dana.
Appreciate.
Just to piggyback off of what Dana said, yeah, friends are one of your greatest assets. Lean on them. Don't lose touch. Yeah, just kind of keep it going. Fuck up, like I said earlier, and have fun with it.
Yeah, that should be yours. Fuck up.
Yeah.
That's a huge takeaway.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, live. Don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Colin, it's not your time.
I'm sorry. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
hey, Colin, can you shut the fuck up?
Yeah. We waited till the end of the podcast to say that. That's my biggest takeaway. Colin, shut the fuck up. No. But yeah, just lean on your friends.
Can you all go around and tell each other you love each other again? Look each other in the eyes.
And that's it, folks. Thanks. I do love you guys. Seriously, love you.
I love you guys too. Chris, say it, you macho man.
I love you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kiki.
I think if there's one thing I want
He
people to
worked
take.
at that.
Yeah, that was hard for you.
That meant a lot.
It was
Kiki.
not
That was
hard
nice.
for me.
It wasn't natural, that's for sure.
It didn't come easy,
I'm
baby.
probably the most emotional out of all of you.
Oh, fuck off. It's
Whoa,
me.
maybe. Yeah, who's the
If
most
there's
emotional?
one thing I want you to take from today's episode, it's that Colin's name is Anal Boy. Thanks so much for listening. That's
See you
been
next week.
Big Brown Sack, episode 5.